as a country, we're still among the largest contributor. We fall under the top 5, what you call hotspots, of malaria transmission and also, of course, fatalities. And we also know that malaria seems to affect mostly children, so they're most vulnerable, and those are the next generation. The malaria parasite development has a temperature that you call what's optimal for it to thrive best. Yeah? Therefore, that means that if the temperature were way too much above the threshold temperature that's optimal for the parasite to develop in the mosquito, then the development will be affected and it will be slowed down. The other obvious one, of course, is rainfall, but it follows sort of temperature, what it does. So if it's raining more because of climate change, then you'll have more breeding sites, then you'll have more mosquitoes, emerging. So there used to be such a thing as high island or high altitude areas where malaria was non-existent. So the mosquitoes were there that could transmit it, but just the disease itself was not circulating or it was seasonal. So we are all in the tropics in this belt, but there are those patches where malaria was not a problem because of the altitude, and that was because of the temperature. Yeah? They were not conducive to the parasite development.
When you look into the records, like early 70s or so, Kigezi never used to have many cases of malaria. I was checking the records, was it last year or 2 years ago? Few cases that came in were from Masaka. But later, for some reason I don't understand, maybe global climate change and things, mosquitoes, we have mosquitoes around.
The reason that's the case is if the temperature is so low and the rates of development are so slow, the parasite has to develop within the time frame of the lifespan of the mosquito. So if the temperature falling stalls the development of the parasite and it takes longer than the mosquito can live, then that means it will never be transmitted. Things are becoming colder and colder, then you can be sure that the malaria transmission in those areas will be affected in a good way for us, people. But if the temperature rose, then we said the higher the rise, the more faster the parasite will develop. So then that's a bad thing, because then the mosquito will be transmitting more and more.